Yes, welcome to Paritranaya. In the previous class, we concluded with the discussions of which subject? Polity. Polity from 2025 to 21. Okay, 21. Now, similarly, we shall what? Next begin with medieval history. So, in the previous few classes, we have already discussed from 2025 to I think 2011 ancient history, and after that, we have discussed from 2025 to probably around 19 or 18 modern history. Indian national movement as well. So medieval history was pending. So we'll discuss at least a few years medieval history. Okay. So at least we shall understand the trend of the recent past. Okay, recent past. So let's begin with medieval history. Okay. So the irrigation device called Araghatta was. Okay. It's a 2025 question. So what's the answer here? If you look here, a water bag made of leather pulled over a pulley, a large wheel with earthen pots tied to the outer ends of its spokes, a large earthen pot driven by bullocks, a large water bucket pulled up by the rope directly by hand. Okay. So if we are not aware of this term perfectly, then we will not be able to answer this question. Okay. We will not be able to answer this question. But this question very easily we will be able to answer if we have gone through the previous year question paper. So the same Araghatta has appeared probably in 2013 or 14. So next in the subsequent discussion we will understand. So what I have done is I have compiled the PYQ terms itself separately. So before starting with the terms of other terms, what I will urge you, go with the PYQ related terms which I have listed. So medieval history, ancient and medieval history notes which I have given you, okay, which I have shared it with you. So there just PYQ driven terms are there. So in that term you also have what term called as Araghatta, and there the keyword here is it's a Persian wheel, right? So it's a wheel. So wheel is a very important keyword. If you are unable to identify wheel, then you will miss this question. Okay. So here the first priority will be to prepare the previous year questions. Okay, previous year questions in this context, which are compiled separately. So once you are done with this exercise. Okay, once you are done with this exercise, what you can do is Tamil Nadu. Okay, Tamil Nadu based. I have shared the content wherein I have extracted just the words. Okay, chapter wise notes I have extracted. If you have gone through the content, you will understand. So there you will prioritize. How you will prioritize? See, there are so many terms. Even though I have compiled, there are so many terms there. So when it comes to those terms, you will focus on a few prioritized areas. Here they are focused on irrigation related what tool? It's Araghatta. Okay. Next, similarly, which are the other UPSC related terms or important from UPSC point of view? Okay. One is taxes. So you will just focus on tax related terms. Okay. Next, irrigation related terms as in this question. Next, you will focus on coins and currency. Next. Yes. Administration. Okay. When it comes to administration, let us be very specific. What kind of administration? State level. Yes. So we'll call it administrative units. Administrative units. Okay. Next. Ports. Important is ports. Next. Ports. Next, some kind of grants. For example, Brahmadeya grants. Grants. Okay. So even when you are going through the content, you cannot retain each and every content. At least this information, if you keep in mind, then your preparation will be as per the expectation of the exam. Okay, expectation of the exam. Here we will not be able to make an exhaustive list because we are not able to recall. But similarly, when you go through the other questions, you will understand that this fits in the exam's demand. Okay, this fits in the exam's demand. So separately, I compiled the terms. You will go through each and every term. You will go through each and every topic, but not every term. You just go through the list of terms. You will understand that which one is important, which one is not important. Okay. If possible, again after this discussion, I'll let you know which terms we have to focus again within them. Okay, within them. So first priority will be PYQ terms. Next one is Tamil Nadu. Okay, Tamil Nadu. Apart from Tamil Nadu, I have referred some other books as well, and I have made a list of terms. Because in some previous year question paper, that term was not present in Tamil Nadu. Hence, I explored some other material and I have listed those terms as well. Again, it is left to you at the time of examination how much time you have. Based upon that, you will prepare. Okay, you will prepare. Okay, so answer is a large wheel with earthen pots tied to the outer ends of its spokes. Okay, so it was used in the for the purpose of irrigation. Okay, irrigation purpose. Next, who of the following rulers of medieval India gave permission to Portuguese to build a fort at Batkal? Okay, Krishnadevaraya. Next, whether the content is available in our notes? Yes. Okay. Whether it is present in the Tamil Nadu book? Yes, it is present. So after 2024 question, I was not sure whether the content exists or not. But later on, while going through the content, and some of you pointed it out that we have explicitly mentioned, it's Krishnadevaraya. Okay. So Krishnadevaraya gave the place of Batkal to, means he gave permission to build something at Batkal to Portuguese. Okay. Who gave? Krishnadevaraya. Now, there are many such places, and many people might have given permission. Again, if you try to make an exhaustive list, it might not be possible. But I have tried to make some exhaustive list, okay, I try to compile, but we'll give less importance for that compilation, okay, because there are so many names, you cannot retain all the content. First, we shall focus on the places which have been given and that information which is present in Tamil Nadu books. We only focus on that information. So extra information, if it is required, then international exploration based you can add. But first priority will be to Tamil Nadu book, which place was given to whom, okay, and who gave it. Okay, who gave it. Now in the previous few discussions also we saw that who gave permission to English to establish their forts in the eastern coast. Okay, in the western coast, who gave permission to Dutch? So all these aspects are there, right? So it comes under similar theme. So here, which place was given to which European and who gave it? Okay, who gave it? And generally, when you don't have any kind of idea, when you do not have any kind of idea about the question, you are not aware. So at that time, if Krishnadevaraya is part of the answer, then you will take risk. So it's not 100% about a strategy, but 90% of the times the answer will be Krishnadevaraya. Okay, Krishnadevaraya. And if at all, if it is not Krishnadevaraya, in the option, if there is a name called as Devaraya II, in the answer, if it is not Krishnadevaraya, if Krishnadevaraya is not present, but Devaraya II is present, and some other names have been mentioned, in that case, generally the answer will be Devaraya II. Because when it comes to Vijayanagara dynasty, who was the most famous king? Krishnadevaraya. Okay, so second most famous king? Devaraya II. Devaraya II belongs to which dynasty within the Vijayanagara dynasty? Okay, he belongs to Sangama. Next, Krishnadevaraya? Tuluva. Okay, Tuluva. So apart from that, what you will revise? Founder of Sangama dynasty. After Sangama dynasty, which dynasty will come? Saluva. Okay, Saluva, Saluva. Okay, Sangama, Saluva. Next, Tuluva, Aravidu. So who are the founders of these dynasties? So all these things, rather than going through a book, I'll urge you to revise here itself. Okay, so UPSC will generally focus on founders. Okay, founders. Even though Devaraya II and Krishnadevaraya, they are not founders, but they are important rulers. Okay, important rulers. So first highest priority will be to Krishnadevaraya. Next will be to Devaraya II. Sometimes Devaraya II is also not mentioned. Krishnadevaraya is also not mentioned. But in the answer, in the options, personality, for example, Devaraya I, and some other options will be there. Now, what you will do? You will take a risk. Okay, again, see, it is not 100%, 99% of the times it may work. Sometimes it may fail. But in that case also, if it is Devaraya I and other personalities, so generally we will mark it as Devaraya I. Okay, Devaraya I. So this is the case when we do not have any kind of information and we don't want to miss the question. Okay, miss the question. Okay. So who of the following rulers of medieval India gave permission to Portuguese to build a fort at Patkal? So from this we understand that Portuguese and Vijayanagara Empire, so both of them they had good relationship. Okay, good relationship. Okay. So again, permission to build a fort at Batkal. Whether Batkal was the first place occupied by Portuguese in India? No. Apart from Batkal, the first place which Portuguese occupied from India was, captured from India was Goa. From whom? Bijapur Sultans. Okay. In which year? 1510. Okay, 1510. So this information, again, already we have learnt, but once again we'll revise. So once again when we revise in this context, we'll become perfect. Okay, we'll become perfect. So we know about what? Goa from Bijapur Sultans, 1510. Who was the viceroy at that time of Portuguese? Albuquerque. Okay, Albuquerque. Next, Batkal, they took it from Vijayanagara dynasty. Okay, Vijayanagara dynasty. Or Vijayanagara dynasty Emperor Krishnadevaraya gave them permission. Now, just out of curiosity, not in the first round, at least in the second round or third round, what you will add is, apart from Goa and Batkal, which were the other places? Okay, which were the other places at which Portuguese built factories or establishments, and to build those factories and establishment, they took permission from whom? Okay, apart from Goa and Batkal, other places, which are the other places where they built factories or some kind of establishments, and to build those factories and establishments, who gave them permission? Okay, who gave them permission? Okay, now if a permission given, that person is not that significant personality, then you can even ignore also, because UPSC will always focus on the significant personalities who have given the permission. For example, they may focus like what? Krishnadevaraya or Devaraya too, or sometimes they may, if the personality is insignificant, not so important, they'll say what? Representatives of Vijayanagara dynasty. Because in case of the previous questions when we saw, so Dutch established their settlements in the east, English established their settlements in the east, they got permission from whom? Vijayanagara Empire representatives, because they are not that much significant, they are insignificant. So there they are not specifically used the name of the Nayaka king. Okay, Nayaka king. So again, all these things will take into account, okay, because it is practically impossible for us to retain the information of each and every king, okay. So who is the founder of Sangama dynasty? Salwa dynasty, Tulwa dynasty, Aravidu dynasty. First, this is information will become perfect. Sangama, Salwa, Tulwa, Aravidu. Okay. On top of this, Krishnadevaraya, he reigned from which period to which period? 1509 to 1529. Okay. Devaraya too, an important ruler. So just if it is possible, try to note down the information from which period to which period he ruled. Devaraya too. So this you will do only for Krishnadevaraya and Devaraya too. You will not do for all the kings. Okay. Even for the founders also you will not do it. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to reduce the content. Content is freely floating in the internet. Content is freely available. But to what extent we will be able to retain the information? So that is very important. Hence we want to reduce that effort and we want to reduce the content. Okay. Reduce the content. So this is about Patkal, Portuguese, Krishnadevaraya. Okay. Then out of curiosity, what I have done is I have compiled one more material. I will be sharing it with some modifications I am doing, and I will be sharing it with you. So out of curiosity, you just find out based on the option itself, who was Narasimha Salwa. Okay. Obviously, he belongs to Salwa dynasty. So whether he is the founder of any of the dynasty, Salwa dynasty. Who is Muhammad Shah III? Belongs to which dynasty? Okay. Yusuf Adil Shah belongs to Adil Shahi dynasty of Bijapur. Okay, Bijapur. So whether he is the founder of any dynasty, if he is a founder, then he will note down if they are founders. Okay. If they are associated with some important monuments, you will just note them down. Otherwise, we'll just ignore them. Okay, we'll just ignore them. Consider the following dynasties: Hoysala, Gahadwala. In the ancient history also we discussed. Okay, I don't know whether we discussed or not. So consider the following dynasties. How many of the above dynasties established their kingdoms in early 8th century AD? Okay, see, very tough question. Because there are so many dynasties, at least around, if we go on listing, there are 30 to 40 dynasties. For every dynasty in which century they existed, this information, practically it will be very difficult for us to retain. Okay, but at least we'll make an effort. Okay, we'll make an effort. But if you look at these dynasties, what they are focusing, very clearly, if you go through the advent of Turks. Okay, advent of Turks. So what they will mention at the start of the topic itself, in the 10th century, when the advent of Turks was happening, who all were active? Okay, So at that time, they were clearly mentioned about Gahadwala, okay, and many other dynasties. And also next, if you look at Hoysala, Kakatiya and Yadava, what is special about them? Okay, it speaks about Malik Kafur's invasion. So see, if you are not able to connect the Malik Kafur's invasion, then this question is very, very difficult, because you have to prepare for each and every dynasty. You have to prepare, then practically it will become very difficult. But now you have got a logic. What is that logic? In Tamil Nadu book itself, the advent of Arabs and Turks, in that topic, all the dynasties have been mentioned. Okay, Hoysala, Kakatiya, Yadava. So when it comes to Malik Kafur, see, here again UPSC has focused on invasion from north to south. In 2025 or 25 question, while discussing about in a few other classes, we saw who first time invaded and overseas territory. Who was the king? Rajendra Chola 1 Okay, so that information is important. Similarly, which southern king invaded northern part of India? Which northern king or any of his representative invaded southern part of India? In that context, it will fit because Malik Kafur, he was a representative of which Delhi Sultan? Malik Kafur, representative of Alauddin Khilji. So in this context, at least to some extent, you should be able to revise their content. So which are the four dynasties of what Delhi Sultanates? Slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, Lodi dynasty. So who started slave dynasty? Kutubuddin Aibak. Yes. Next, who started next dynasty? Khilji dynasty. Jalaluddin Khilji. Next, Lodi dynasty. Sorry. Next, Tughlaq dynasty. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Next, Sayyid dynasty. Khizr Khan. Next, Lodi dynasty. Yes. Bahlul Lodi. Who was the last Lodi emperor? Ibrahim Lodi. He was defeated by whom? Babur. In which battle? Okay, Battle of Panipat, 1526. Okay. Now see, if you look at the content, within slave dynasty there are so many different kings. Okay, but all the kings are not important. It depends upon the context. Okay, it depends upon the context. Who was the female king or queen? Razia Sultan. Belongs to which dynasty? Slave dynasty. Okay. Now see, Razia Sultan is important. Now it comes to Iltutmish. If you generally look at the chronological order, then Iltutmish is not important because he is not the founder. But Iltutmish will become important because during Iltutmish's tenure, what happened? He refuses to support Khwarizmi Shah Jalaluddin. But why it is important? Because by doing this, he defended India. What? He defended India. Okay. Otherwise, Mongols could have raided India. So in that context, it is very important. Okay. So you'll revise at least these basics. You'll revise. Okay. So all the four dynasties, founders, you will revise. Okay. Founders, you will revise. Next, the first person to come, Muhammad Ghori or Muhammad Ghazni? Muhammad Ghazni. Next to come, Muhammad Ghori. Okay. Next, Al-Biruni came along with Ghori or Ghazni? Ghazni. Okay. Next, who was interested in Indian territories? Ghori. Okay, Muhammad Ghori. So again, these things are important. Okay, these things are important. Now, here they have mentioned Hoysalas, Garhwala, Kakatiya, Yadava. So here, apart from these dynasties, there are few other dynasties. Okay, what I have done is I have prioritized and I have created a table itself. So for every dynasty which appears here, what is the curiosity-driven information which we have added, which is not present there? For Hoysala, what we have added? From which century to which century? Hoysalas were active from which century to which century? 10th to 14th century. Okay. Next, who is the founder of Hoysala dynasty? Yes, Dripakama II. See, when you search in the internet, there are some inconsistency in the data. One might provide some kind of information. Don't get stuck. If there is a confusion in data, they are not going to frame such kind of questions. Okay. So now you just assume Dripakama II. Okay. Next, where was the headquarters of Hoysalas present? Belur and Halebeedu. Belur and Halebeedu. Okay. Some of this information might be present, some of the information might be missing. Whether it is present or not, at least this basic information will add. So from which century to which century from which century to which century they reigned, who was the founder, and where is their capital located. Okay, located. Similarly, when it comes to Garhwalas, 11 to 12. Who was the founder? And sometimes founder name might not be mentioned there. Even if searching in the internet also, you may not come across exact founder name. But rather than founder name, there some important king's name which they have mentioned, we should add it. Okay. So who is the founder? Chandra Deva. Okay. Next, Kakatiya. Sorry, Chandra Deva, founder. Which was the capital? Garhwala capitals. In the notes, if I include, just check it once. I think I might have included. Okay, Garhwala. Yes, Kanauj. I included in the notes. Yes, okay. It is Kanauj. Okay. Next, when it comes to Kakatiyas. 10 to 14. 12 to 14. It's not 10 to 14. 12 to 14. I guess 12 to 14. Okay, 12 to 14. Next, who is the founder? Rudra Damanala, Rudradev. Rudra Daman is old, ancient history. Okay. Next, Rudradev. Next, where is the capital present? Kakatiya. Kakatiya's capital? Warangal. It's I think it's mentioned in the notes. It's there. It's there. Okay, I have mentioned clearly. I have mentioned because it's very important, high priority area. I have mentioned whatever I have mentioned there. You will just rewrite it here. Okay, that's why there is some space also left. What you will do, you will rewrite the things, because at the time of examination you are not going to go through each and every line. At least this content repeatedly you will revise. Okay, so Kakatiyas 12 to 14, Rudradev, Warangal. Yadavas, which century? 12 to 14. Next, yes, Billama. Next, capital Devagiri. Okay, Devagiri. Now, apart from Hoysala, Ghadwala, Kakatiya, Yadava, there are few more dynasties which I have mentioned. Just scan through the notes and just let me know which are the dynasties. Yes, Gurjar Pratyaras is there in that topic. Gurjar Pratyaras. Next, you will write it here. Gurjara Pratyaras. Next, Chandelas, Rashtrakutas, Paramaras. Next, Tomaras. Next, Rajputs. Next, Chauhans. Good. Next, Palas, Solankis. Okay. Now what you will do, for all of them you will rewrite. Even if you write it once again also, there is no problem, because it will be like a practice. Okay, it will be like a practice. So once you rewrite, the same things will repeatedly revise. Rashtrakutas existed from which century to which century? 8 to 10. Gurjara Patyaras 8 to 11. See here, repeated revision. There is no other shortcut. Sometimes some type of mnemonics we can use. Okay, for example, once I had mentioned in the class 8 to 10. What is 8 to 10? Rashtrakutas. Okay, the high school students of 8 to 10 generally they will ride the bikes in a rash manner. Okay, so 8 to 10, that may help us to connect. In this fashion, you may use some kind of mnemonics techniques to connect the things. But ultimately, what is required here is repeated revision. So rather than revising entire thing, at least these things repeatedly, if you revise, then the cost benefit ratio is very high. Okay, very high. Okay, so you'll prepare. Now after preparing all these things, now it is very easy for you to identify. So Hoysala, what? 10 to 14. Ghadwala, 11 to 12. Kakatiyas, 12 to 14. Yadavas, 12 to 14. So what's the answer? Answer is none. But to arrive at a conclusion called as none, it's very easy now, because we have the content. But when we do not have the content, you cannot make any kind of guess, because you cannot eliminate. Okay, you cannot eliminate. This is a 2023 question. Okay, 23 question. Okay. So who among the following rulers of Vijayanagara Empire, constructed a large dam across Tungabhadra river and a canal cum aqueduct several kilometers long from the river to the capital city? Okay, capital city. So here it is not explicitly mentioned in the Tamil Nadu. Okay, Tamil Nadu. But the important personality associated with this irrigation facilities, Devaraya 1. See here, means UPSC focuses on the important infrastructure, especially irrigation related facilities that have been constructed. Similarly, in this context, can you recall an important king of Delhi Sultanate who has also constructed irrigation related facilities? Yes. Firoz Shah. So what you will do, the important personalities, okay, for example, Firoz Shah of Delhi Sultans. Okay, Delhi Sultans. Next, similarly, if there is any personality of Mughals, just you will find out. Okay, find out. Similarly, any person of Gupta dynasty. Okay, Gupta dynasty. Next, Mauryaans. Again, you will not do for each and every dynasty. Just I am giving you a few important examples. You can focus on them. Okay, you can focus on them. But here explicitly it has been mentioned about what? Firoz Shah. Okay, Firoz Shah. Firoz Shah of which dynasty? Delhi Sultan, specifically which dynasty? Khilji or Tughlaq? Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, so that will focus. Now, it will build the what? The perspective of UPSC, what they are expecting. Means the entire sister state or economy will be dependent on agriculture. If agriculture fails, then all will suffer. So hence, anything that has been constructed to support, to aid the agriculture will become important. So we saw Araghatta. Okay, something related to agriculture. Here, irrigation related facility, dam which was constructed, important. Okay, important. So Devaraya 1, Mallikarjuna, Veera Vijaya, Virupaksha. So here I had mentioned, right, what is that? When you don't have any kind of options left, you are completely unaware. Okay, when it comes to Vijayanagara dynasty, you know about the founders. Okay, Sangama, Salwa, Tulwa, Aravidu founders you know. Apart from the founders, you know about what? Krishnadevaraya. Because Krishnadevaraya is the most famous ruler among the what? Vijayanagara Empire, what dynasty. And second is Devaraya 2. But we are not aware of others. So in that case, what we will do when you do not have any kind of logic? So Devaraya 1. because if we remove what 2, it will become 1. So we'll make some kind of guesses and we'll place it as Devaraya 1. Okay, when we don't have any kind of weapons. But now it's very clear that the personality of Vijayanagara empire who was involved in the construction of large dam was Devaraya 1. Okay, Devaraya 1. Tungabhadra river. Okay, Tungabhadra river. Okay, UNESCO World Heritage Site Hampi. So where does Tungabhadra originate, in which state? Karnataka or Maharashtra? Karnataka. So next, through which all states it flows through? Andhra Pradesh? Telangana. It flows through Telangana? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So where does it join Krishna? Telangana. Okay. It joins Krishna in Telangana. So next, are there any tributaries of Tungabhadra? Not important. Vijayanagara Empire, from which century to which century? 14 to 16. Okay. Even though it continued for some period in the 17th century as well, but it became weak after which battle? Battle of Talikota, fought in the year 15. Yes, Vijayanagara Empire is there, right? So 14 to 16. Yes. But it actually became weak in what? 1565, after the Battle of Talikota. Okay. So even though it existed just for namesake, okay, for namesake, in 1565 it started becoming weak because of Battle of Talikota. So in 14th century, when it was established, okay, so Vijayanagara rulers were feudatories of whom? They were working under which dynasty? Hoysalas. So at least this basic information we should be able to connect whenever we come across a dynasty. Okay, whenever we come across a dynasty. Who among the following rulers of medieval Gujarat surrendered due to Portuguese? Okay, again it's a tricky question, but this answer is not directly present in Tamil Nadu. So as it is not present in Tamil Nadu, whether it is present in NCERT, it is not present in NCERT also. So because you are unable to locate a solution in a particular book, it does not mean that you have to refer multiple books. So only one book you will keep it as a source, but at the same time you will understand the exam's demand. Okay. So now previously also we have discussed, it fits in the similar exam demand. See here, Goa. Goa is important because it was the first Indian territory to be captured by the Europeans. Okay. And the Europeans were Portuguese. They captured it from whom? Yes. From what? Delhi Sultans. Okay. Sorry, not Delhi Sultans, from Bijapur Sultans. Next we saw about Batkal. So who gave the permission to build at Batkal? Krishnadevaraya to Portuguese. Okay, to Portuguese. Now similarly in that context, they are asked about Diu. Now we will not focus on each and every, at least the important union territories. We have Diu, we have Daman. Next we have Goa. Next we have Puducherry or Pondicherry. Okay, Pondicherry. Next, which are the other union territories that we can list? Diu, Daman, Lakshadweep. Very important. Lakshadweep. Next. Andaman Nicobar Islands, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. So now we'll ignore the others. We will focus only on what union territories. Whether any of these union territories have been ever been occupied by any Europeans. If yes, which European? Okay, which European? And they took the land or permission from which Indian ruler? Okay, which Indian ruler? So here there is some inconsistency in data when you refer to multiple sources. So rather than wasting your time in searching for a concrete source, whatever is there, we'll just stick to it. So here we'll clearly get to know that Diu, okay, Portuguese, who gave the permission? Not permission, they took it from Bahadur Shah. Okay, Bahadur Shah. Similarly, what you will do? Who gave permission? Daman was also given to Portuguese. By whom? Yes. So when it comes to Daman, there is slight confusion. In NCERT, they are mentioned, but in the internet, in some other sources, they say that it is Bahadur Shah itself. Okay, Bahadur Shah itself. So here we will cross verify once again. Daman, Goa, already we have seen. Okay. So next, when it comes to Lakshadweep, generally which Europeans are associated with Lakshadweep? English, Dutch, French, who are associated? Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, but generally in this context, when we discuss about coming of Europeans and all, so Andaman and Nicobar Islands very rarely we discuss. We predominantly discuss about what? Pondicherry. We discuss about Goa. Okay, we discuss about Goa. So on this information also probably I might have compiled. If not, I will be sharing the compiled information. You'll prepare the same. Okay, prepare the same. So here what is important? Foreigner who came, okay, and they took permission from which Indian king, or if they have not taken permission, they might have fought and they might have taken it forcefully. If they have fought, against whom they have fought, okay, against whom they have fought. So all this information, it fits into the exam's demand and you'll prepare accordingly. Okay, you'll prepare accordingly. Okay. So apart from what Bahadur Shah, so who are the other personalities, whether they are famous, what they are famous for. Okay, if they are really famous, then 1 or 2 lines of information you will add, otherwise you will ignore the personalities. Okay, you will ignore the personalities. Okay. In medieval India, the term phanam referred to. Okay. What does it refer to? Okay. Coins. So generally, when it comes to UPSC, if you look at the question paper demand also, they will not ask about ornaments. Okay. They will not ask about ornaments. They will not ask about weapons. Okay. They may ask about clothing. Okay, they may ask about what clothing, but generally the priority areas already we have listed. What are priority areas? Coins or currency. Next, taxes. Okay, so somewhere these coins and all, they are connected to economic related things. Next, yes, administrative units, irrigation, ports. So these are the areas which they focus. So in the examination, even if you are completely unaware, what you will do? You will take a stand. So among the priority areas, which priority area can it fit? And also we have seen the terms. So this phanam and panam, okay, pana. So these terms are there, right? So they are associated with coins. Okay, they are associated with coins. So first round is you will prepare PYQ driven content, the terms which I have compiled. The next round will be Tamil Nadu, entire all the chapters I have listed terms, but you will not waste your time by giving too much priority to it. You just scan through the list. Whenever you come across what coin, you just focus on that term. Okay, just highlight that term and you'll focus on that term. Okay, you'll focus on that term. So here it is, coins. Okay, coins. So the term phanam referred to coins. Now next what we can do is we shall go to some specific dynasty. For example, what were the coins called as in Delhi Sultanate? Okay, coins called as in Mughal dynasty. Coins called as in Mauryan dynasty. Next, coins called as in Gupta dynasty. See, when you are making this list again, you can generate an entire list. What are the coins used in Gahadwalas, Kakatiyas, Rashtrakutas, Hoysalas? So the list will become endless. So we will not make this list an endless list. We will stop here itself. Okay. We will focus on Delhi Sultans, we will focus on Mughals, we will focus on Mauryans, we will focus on Guptas. Okay. Not all the dynasties. Okay. Not all the dynasties. If you want, then you can focus on what? Vijayanagara. Again, sometimes you can focus like this. What was the gold coin called as? What was the silver coin called as? But again, within these dynasties, you are not going to prepare an exhaustive list of all the dynasties, okay, because practically it will not be possible for us to retain the information. And next is, it is also not important from exam point of view, okay, not important from exam point of view. Okay, next, this is a 2022 question. With reference to Indian history, consider the following statements. The first Mongol invasion of India happened during the reign of Jalaluddin Khilji. Okay. So here, first Mongol invasion happened. This is not the first time that they are asking question. Even in 1990s, in 2000 decade also they have asked a question. Okay. So this topic is very important. It means when did the Mongol invasion happen for the first time? Okay. It was during the reign of whom? Iltutmish. It was during the reign of Iltutmish. So not Jalaluddin Khilji, but it was during the reign of Iltutmish. Okay, Iltutmish. So hence, first statement is wrong. Okay, first statement is wrong. Next, during the reign of Alauddin Khilji. Now here we came across Jalaluddin Khilji, right? So Jalaluddin Khilji associated with Khalji dynasty. So whether he is founder. Next, during the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol assault marched up to Delhi and besieged the city. So during which, so we have seen, right, priority. So Delhi was stormed during the reign of whom? Yes, Meerut was stormed during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So here second statement. See here, in the examination we may not be having that perfect information. Let's try to eliminate. So first statement is wrong. The first reign during the reign of Alauddin Khilji. So Mongol assaulted the first Mongol invasion took place in the reign of Jalaluddin Khilji. That is wrong. So we'll eliminate one. So when we eliminate one, we are left with only two choices, either two only or three only. We look into the third question. Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portions of northwest of his kingdom to Mongols. Okay, Mongols. Now we are not sure, we get confused. See, statement which is generic, which is very, very specific. So some portions of the northwest of his kingdom to Mongols, we are not sure. So whether Mongol invasion took place during the Muhammad bin Tughlaq also, we do not have that much concrete information because it has not been mentioned. But if we go to the second statement, okay, so Delhi was stormed during the reigns of whom? Alauddin Khilji. It's very, very specifically mentioned. So hence, second statement is right. In the same context, what he will write? So in the notes also it has been mentioned. So Meerut was stormed during the reigns of Meerut. Who was ruling India, Delhi? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, similarly in that topic, somewhere we have what? The term like Taimur. Taimur crossed Indus during the tenure of whom? Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. See here, we are not going through each and every line, but we are becoming perfect from the exam point of view. This will boost our confidence. Okay, others who have read years together, line by line, they will not be able to answer such kind of questions. But here we have understood the demand, what UPSC is expecting. Okay, so Delhi was stormed during the reign of Alauddin Khilji. Meerut was stormed during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next, Taimur crossed Indus. So whenever we use the term called as crossed Indus, it means attacked India. So during the reign of Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. Okay, Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. So first time Mongol invasion took place during the reigns of Iltutmish. So once this information becomes your integral part, okay, then any kind of questions which appear in this context, we'll be able to answer them with full confidence. Okay, full confidence. So now the third statement is wrong. Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portions of northwest of his kingdom to Mongols. It is false. Here, out of curiosity, what you will add is whether during Muhammad bin Tughlaq's tenure, Mongols invasion took place or not. So we have listed. So Mongols invasion took place, but they could not occupy any territories of what? Delhi Sultans. Okay, Delhi Sultans. So in this fashion, what you can do? Mongols invasion happened during what? Slave Sultans. It happened during Khaljis. It happened during Tughlaqs. Whether it happened during Sayyids, whether it happened during Lodhis, just out of curiosity, one or two lines you will add it. Otherwise, even if you ignore also, it is okay. Okay, it is okay. So what's the final answer here?
2 only.
Okay, answer is 2 only. Okay, 2 only. Okay. So next, with reference to Indian history, who of the following were known as Kula Dharam or Dharan? So this question is very difficult because it's not present in NCERT, not present in Tamil Nadu. It may be present in some other book, even if I have not been able to locate that. We have just got the answer, but what is the source, we have not got to know. So you will not explore this question. Okay, you will not explore this question. Just options given, some terms I have added, you will just go through them. So this Kula Dharan is term associated with whom? It's Sayyids. Okay. Now, 1 or 2 lines I have added about who are Sayyids and all. So, this is a term associated with Kuladharan. Next, out of curiosity, what I have done is, so Persian calligraphists, what they were called as? So, I added in the notes. Okay. So, can you go through the content? I think here I added, or PYQ driven content, one more is there. I will be sharing it with you. So, there I have added. Okay. So, for previous batch, I think I have added. Just go through content if it is available. Persian calligraphists, there is particular name. Okay. So, otherwise later we can go through it. So, Qalandars, who are Qalandars? 1 or 2 line. So, Arab merchants, what they were called as? So, Arab merchants were called as Mapilas. Okay, so we have seen right later on Mapila rebellion and all. So they are called as Mapilas. Okay, Mapilas. Similarly, who are Qalandars? 1 line. Persian calligraphists, graphists, what were they called as? So I have added the notes. You can just prepare based on that. So you will not explore, try to find the source, because I have already tried. And see, if there are around 4 to 5 or 15 questions, all the 15 questions of history you will not be able to answer. There are some questions which are definitely going to become wrong, or you don't have any clue. And among them, you can consider that such questions are going to appear again in this year as well. Okay, not only this year, every year. Okay, every year, and we should be ready to face that, such kind of questions. Next, Yoga Vashishta was translated into Persian by Nijamuddin Panipati during the reign of. Okay, here see, there are so many things which will be practically impossible for us to retain. Okay, one is we do not have this Yoga Vashishta in Tamil Nadu books, but some other sources I have compiled. And I have placed it. But Yoga Vashishta was translated into Persian by Nijamuddin Panipati during the reign of. So here, when it comes to these personalities, so what will be the answer? So you just don't think twice. If you think twice, you will mark a wrong choice. Okay, in one go you will mark it as Akbar. But if it was related to painting, because painting reached its zenith during the reign of, yes, Jahangir, you will mark it as Jahangir, but Jahangir is not part of it, and also it is not related to painting. So here you will not think twice. If you think and if you overthink, then what happens? You will definitely end up either leaving the question or marking a wrong choice. So if it is Akbar, you will mark it as Akbar. You will mark it as Akbar. Okay. Next, Humayun is famously associated with what? Humayun's tomb. Okay, that is built by whom? Akbar. Okay. Next, Shah Jahan, Taj Mahal. Aurangzeb. See here. Yoga Vashishta means something which is related to Hinduism is being converted into Persian. So it cannot happen during the Aurangzeb's reign. Okay. It can happen during the reign of a person who is considered as secular. So it can be what? Akbar itself. Okay, Akbar itself. So here we'll not think twice, we'll not explore more. Okay, which are the other books translated into Persian during Akbar's era? You will not do it, because even if you do it, you may not find the what information. Now what you can do? Yoga Vashishta was translated to Persian by Nijamuddin Panipati during the reign of Akbar. Now what you can search? Which were the other such books, Sanskrit books, which were translated into Persian during the reign of Akbar? So you can make that list, but I will consider that exercise is completely a waste exercise. You will not do it. But here you got one more. What is that? Nijamuddin Panipati. Next, if at all, generally they will not ask. If at all they ask, so who among the following translated the Sanskrit work of Yoga Vashishta into Persian? Option number 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be Nijamuddin what? Panipati. So who among the following were contemporaries of Akbar? Again, such kind of questions they may focus. So whether Nijamuddin Panipati was a contemporary of Akbar? Yes, he was a contemporary of Akbar. Okay. In that sense, based on question itself, whatever different ways we can associate the information, so we shall associate so that it becomes beneficial at the time of examination. Okay, examination. Next, when it comes to what? Mughals. Okay, Mughals. So when was Mughal dynasty established? 1526. Okay, so Mughal dynasty is also called as Timurid dynasty. Who established it? Babur. By defeating whom? Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, Ibrahim Lodi. Who invited Babur to invade? Okay, that is information is also important if you go to the previous years. Okay, next, who are the considered 6 great Mughals? Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, or Shah Jahan, Jahangir? Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb. Okay, Aurangzeb. Okay, so again that list is important. So Shivaji was contemporary of whom? Aurangzeb. This is 2022. Previous question was also 2023 question, I guess. Hoysala and all, it was a 2023 question. 23 question. See here, you look at this 22 question, 23 question. Even in NCERT also this clarity is not there, but in Tamil Nadu book the clarity is there. In one single topic, okay, they are mentioned about these dynasties. In the same, what? The Delhi Sultans, we have the mention of what? Chandela, we have mention of Paramaras, we have mention of Gurjar Patiharas, we have mention of Rashtrakutas. In the same topic, initially when we begin, so in the 10th century, when Arabs started coming to India, at that time who were active? So various dynasties have been mentioned. Okay, various dynasties have been mentioned. See here, this term Nanuka is not present in Tamil Nadu. It's not present in NCERT. Chandelas, they appear repeatedly, even as part of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, which are the monuments associated with Chandelas? Khajuraho. Which place? Yes, Madhya Pradesh. So Khajuraho is famous for monuments related to which religion? Buddhism, Hinduism, or Jainism, or mix Hinduism plus Buddhism, Buddhism plus Jainism, or Jainism plus Hinduism. Yes, we have discussed. Just search it. So Khajuraho is important for monuments. Yes, Jainism and Hinduism. Okay, Jainism and Hinduism. Now Chandela, whenever Chandela dynasty appears, it's such an important dynasty because it has contributed, but they are nowhere mentioned about the founder. But what we have done, we are out of curiosity. Chandelas, from which century to which century? 9 to 13. Chandelas ruled from which place? Yes, Bundelkhand. Bundelkhand. Who was the founder? Nanuka. So from geography point of view, when we move from west to east, first we will encounter Bundelkhand or Bagalkot? Bundelkhand. Bundelkhand is spread across how many states? Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. So the majority of the Bundelkhand lies in Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh? Madhya Pradesh. So you will revise here. Next, Paramara. Paramara. Okay. So which century to which century? 9 to 14. Next, who from which place did they rule? Malwa. Okay. Who is the founder? So here they are not mentioned about founder. They are mentioned about an important king. Who is the important king associated? Boja. Okay. So again, when it comes to Boja, there will be confusion. One is Boja, another one is Mihir Boja. Boja associated with Paramara. Mihir Boja associated with. Hey, where is Shunga? Every day you will make me recall the dialogue once again. Okay. Which is one Dukshana. Gurjar Patihara. Mihir Boja is from Gurjar Patihara. Next, Gurjar Patihara. Okay. Gurjar Patihara from which century to which century? Yes. 8 to 11. Which place? Gurjar Patihara, they ruled from which place? It's present in notes, just go through it. It's not there? Then add it. Kanauj? Okay. We'll add Gurjar Patiharas from Kanauj. Okay, Kanauj. Next, who was the founder of Gurjar Patiharas? Nagabhatta? Nagabhatta? 1. 1, right? Nagabhatta 1. Next, Rashtrakutas. Which century to which century? 8 to 10. From which place? Manyakhed? Manyakhed. Who was the founder? Yes, Danti Durga. Okay, Danti Durga. So all this information you have. So after preparing all this information, now it will be easy. But just based on the book, see, everyone will they'll claim that I have completed NCERT. I completed Tamil Nadu. So I really wonder, because even after reading for past 16 to 17 years, I really wonder. I never claim that I have completed NCERT. Because every time I look into NCERT, a new kind of question will arise in me. And accordingly, I'll add it. Okay, so here there are dynasties, but if you don't have that basic curiosity, then you will miss the question, because in the book they are not mentioned about the founder. Now, out of curiosity, when you found out about Chandela dynasty, you got to know that it is Nanuka. Okay, it is Nanuka. So first pair is Chandela is correct. Okay, Chandela, Nanuka. Now, if you look here, Paramara and Boja. So it means this pair should have been here, but they are added here. It means This pair will also be wrong. This pair will also be wrong. Okay. Now only pair left is Nagabhatta to Gurjar Pratihara. Now you will not overthink, because you have not made a list of all the Gurjar Pratihara dynastic kings, but you know about the founder. Who is the founder? Nagabhatta 1. So whether it is Nagabhatta 1 or Nagabhatta 2, now you just don't confuse yourself. Probably Nagabhatta 1 might belong to Gurjar Pratihara and Nagabhatta 2 might belong to Rashtrakutas. It is not like that. Okay, there are some exceptions. For example, Chandragupta, he's an exception. Why is an exception? He comes in both Guptas as well as in Mauryaans. When it comes to Bhoja, so this name is associated with both the Paramara dynasty as well as Gurjar Pratiharas. In that way, it will not be an exception everywhere. So, given about Nagabhatta 2, we know that Nagabhatta 1 is the founder. So, obviously, Nagabhatta 2 will also be associated with Gurjar Pratihara. Okay, Gurjar Pratihara. Now, here we will not do the exercise like whether Nagabhatta 2 was the most famous ruler of Gurjar Pratihara. No. When it comes to dynasties, there are some dynasties which enjoy higher priority. Example, what? Mauryans, Guptas, Harshavardhana, Vijayanagara. Okay, Cholas. Okay, next comes all the other dynasties, Chalukyas, Hoysalas and all. So in that context, we are not going to focus like who was the most powerful king of Gurjar Pratihara and all. Okay, we will not focus. But we got to know that as Nagabhatta 1 is the founder of Gurjar Pratiharas, then Nagabhatta 2 should also be associated with Gurjar Pratiharas. From this conclusion, from this inference, what we will conclude? Only 1 and 3 are correct. Okay, so in 2022, first time such questions were introduced. Only 8 questions were there. Okay, and many aspirants considered it as very tough. And in 2023, what they did? From 8 to, they took it to 48. Okay, no one had anticipated. Probably these kind of questions might increase. They might come to around 15, maximum 20, but 48 questions, and cutoff drastically reduced from 92 to 75. Okay, 75. So here again the same list which you have written. Once again you will list it here. Once again you will revise it. Repeatedly you will revise the same content. Okay. Repeatedly you will revise the same content. Chandelas from which century to which century? 9 to 13. Paramaras. 9 to 14. Gurjar Pratiharas. Rashtrakutas. Ghadwalas. 11. Hoysalas. 10 to 14. Kakatiyas. 12 to 14. Yadavas. Yadavas capital. Kakatiyas capital. Next, Chandala's capital. Yes, they ruled from Bundelkhand. Next, Paramara's capital. Or region from where they ruled? Malwa. Okay. Gurjar Pratiharas. Kanauj. Rashtrakutas. Manikhet. So in this fashion, repeatedly, you will revise the same content repeatedly until you become perfect and it becomes your integral part. Okay, integral part. So answer is only 2 pairs. So in the first quarter of the 17th century, in which of the following places were the factories of the English East India Company located? Okay, located. See, again it fits into the exam's demand. But here, prioritization is important. When it comes to Europeans, who are the Europeans? First Europeans? Portuguese. Next? Dutch. Next? French. English or Danes? Danes. Next? English. Okay. Here, in this context, Portuguese, first territory which they occupied or which they captured from India, Goa. From whom? Vijapur Sultans. Okay. Next, out of curiosity, what he will do for Portuguese? In the eastern coast, first time if they established any unit or any factory, then at which place, from whom did they take the permission? In the eastern coast, because Goa is present in the eastern coast or western coast? Western coast. It's present in the western coast. Now in the eastern coast, similarly, whether any territory was part of Portuguese, yes or no. First you will search, yes or no. If it is yes, then which was that place? Okay. And who gave them permission to build the factory, or whether they forcefully took it. You will do it for Portuguese. Okay. Only on the eastern coast. Next, similarly, Dutch. Where did the Dutch establish their first settlement in India? Only first settlement in India. Which place? Who gave them permission? Next, French. So, which was the first place in India where they got permission to construct a factory or an establishment? And who gave them permission? Or if they took it forcefully? Next, Danes. Which was the first factory in India Where did they establish? From who did they take permission? So this is what the UPSC is focusing. So without knowing these facts, even if you know 100 different points also, it is of no use. These are the focal areas on which the UPSC will focus. Without knowing these things, okay, so that's why we say one in hand is better than two in a bush. So first you prepare this, first you complete this, first you become perfect. Later on, if there is a surplus time, you can go through the other content. You can go through the other content. So for everything, if the information is missing also, you will add the information, you will explore for the information and you will add it. Okay, you'll add it. But when it comes to English, the priority should be more. Why it should be more? Because for a long period of time, India was ruled by Britishers. So in this context, UPSC will not only focus on the eastern coast, on the western coast. Here they will focus on much more deeper level. The first establishment of Britishers in India, first, where did they establish? Where did they establish? Surat. They took permission from whom? Which Indian ruler? Yes, Jahangir. Okay, Jahangir. This was the first. Next, out of curiosity, which was the first establishment of English in the south? Masulipatam. From whom did they take permission? Masulipatam. From who? You have to tell me confidently whether it's Nayak or anyone else. Okay, first in the south. Okay, in the south. Next, today if you look at the famous cities, whether it is Bombay or it is Madras or whether it is Calcutta, so all were under the control of whom? Britishers or other Europeans? Predominantly they were under the control of Britishers. So which was the first city to be captured among these three cities? Which one first became part of Britain dynasty or Britain Empire? Yes, first Kolkata or first Madras or Bombay? Madras. First is Madras. Next is Kolkata or Bombay? See here, you just Bombay, Madras, Calcutta. Among them, which one became part of this British Empire for first time? Which one became second? Which one became third? So that will focus. Apart from these, you also focus on the other places where they had established their what establishments. Here you will not focus only on the important one. Here you will focus on the entire list. Okay, entire list. Now, when you come back to this question, in the first quarter of the 17th century, in which of the following were the factories of the English East India Company located? Now, this content is not present in what? Tamil Nadu. It's not present in NCERT. But there is one more source, IGNO source. In IGNO book, this content is located. But just because this content is present in NCERT, IGNO, will you read the entire IGNO? It's not possible. We have to think practically. So whatever required extent information is there, I have extracted from IGNO and I have added in the notes. Okay, I added in the notes. So what you will do? Now you will make a list of all the factories. So here space is available, right? So this basic information you will compile. Also what you will do? List of all the places in India where English had established their factories. Okay, established their factories. So once you make this list, then you will be very easily able to answer this question. Okay. So what's the answer for this? Broach. Only Broach. So Chikakol and Trichirappalli were not part of. So during the first half of the 17th century, they did not establish the factories here. Okay, factories here. Okay. So only after doing all this exercise, then you will be able to answer this question. Where is Broach located? Gujarat. It is located in Gujarat. Where is Chikakol located? Andhra Pradesh. Where is Trichirappalli located? Kerala or Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu. Next, what you will search here is first quarter of the 17th century. 17th century means 1601 to 1699. They are asking about this period. Within this period, first quarter, they are asking from 1601 to 1625. So during this period, English established a factory at Broach. Now next question, whether Chikakol and Trichirappalli at these places, did they establish any kind of factories after 1625? Whether at any point of time Britishers established a factory at Chikakol and Trichirappalli, just search it. Whether at any point of time Britishers established a factory at Chikakol and Trichirappalli, yes or no? Yes. They never established a factory at Chicago. They never established a factory at Trichinopoly. See, you need not know where they are not established. If you make a list of entire factory places where the British had established their establishments, in that list you will only find Broch. You will not find Chicago and Trichinopoly. From that list itself, you will eliminate and you will come to a conclusion that the answer is only one. Okay, one. But whether similar kind of list you are going to prepare for each and every European, whether you are going to prepare for Portuguese, no. Whether you are going to prepare for Danes, no. Whether you are going to prepare for Dutch, no. Whether you are going to prepare for French, no. There only will focus on important territories, okay? The first territory which they occupied and all. And next we will focus more on Goa and Puducherry because they are even union territories even today. So they were under the control of some Europeans. Which Europeans? Again, that focus we shall have. But now when it comes to the entire list of places where they had established their settlements, we will focus only on English. We will only focus on English. Okay, English. So answer is one only. Okay, one only. See here, answer is not important. Based on the question, how we build our approach for the upcoming year, that is very important. Okay, here answer we are not at all interested in answer. Answer even if you search in the internet easily you'll get it. But what we are interested here is we are interested in building that strategy. Okay, building that strategy. It's a 2021 question. In 2022, a similar kind of question. See how the trend is flowing. Are you able to establish a trend? In 2022, you just open that question that we discussed. So during the whose reign Mongols invasion took place, some question was there, right? So what is the question number? 20? Seventh question number. Question. What was the first statement there? The first Mongol invasion took place during the Jalaluddin. See here, the same question has appeared here. The same. But the statements that they have framed, it's completely different. Okay, completely different. And this statement, if you look, it is a verbatim from Tamil Nadu because this statement is not present in NCERT as it is. Okay, if you look at this question and if you just cross verify the content of Tamil Nadu, you will understand that verbatim as it is, it has been taken from Tamil Nadu. Okay, Tamil Nadu. It was during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached the Indus in pursuit of the fugitive Khwarezmi prince. Now, if anyone, they look at this option without having a knowledge, then what do they feel? What kind of questions UPSC sets? Okay, there are so many people might have followed so many people, we are not aware of it. So, how is it important? If we do not understand this logic, then we have to search. So, Genghis Khan followed Khwarezmi prince. Similarly, which are the other foreigners who followed other foreigners? Because both of them are foreigners here. Khwarezmi prince, he is also foreigner. He is also foreigner. So, which foreigner was following which foreigner? Okay, so we'll lose the track. But here, what is important? He reached the Indus. Now, if you go through the Tamil Nadu content, very clearly they have given. What they have given? Is supposedly Iltutmish, if he had supported Khwarezmi prince, it means it was like Iltutmish supporting the enemy of Genghis Khan. Then what Genghis Khan would have done? So Genghis Khan would have invaded what? Iltutmish as well as India. So in this fashion, Iltutmish, by refusing to support Khwarezmi Shah Jalaluddin, what he did? He diplomatically saved India. So here the content is not who followed whom. Here what is the development? So someone diplomatically saved India. Okay, saved India. So who is that? Iltutmish. The same incident we also call it as what? The first Mongol invasion took place during the reigns of Iltutmish. Okay, during the reigns of Iltutmish. Okay, but Iltutmish, he diplomatically saved India by refusing to support Khwarezmi Shah Jalaluddin. So first option is correct, but we need to know about this reason. Without knowing the reason, then we have to memorize this. Otherwise, we have to prepare an entire list of different topics which are completely irrelevant from the exam point of view. Okay, exam point of view. It was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Taimur crossed Multan and crossed the Indus. So this is also verbatim from Tamil Nadu itself. Okay, during whose reign Taimur invaded or crossed Indus? Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. Of which dynasty? Tughlaq dynasty itself. Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. Okay, Tughlaq dynasty. Here in this context, again you will revise the same thing. What you will revise? So India was first time Mongol invasion happened during the reigns of Iltutmish. Okay, Delhi was stormed during the reigns of Alauddin Khilji. Meerut was stormed during the reigns of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, next. So Taimur crossed Indus during the reign of Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. See here, repeatedly when the same information it hits our cerebrum, so definitely that information will retain for a very long period of time. Next, so 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, because already we have generated that strategy. Now third one, it was during the reign of Devaraya II of Vijayanagara Empire that Vasco da Gama reached the coast of Kerala. Okay, but if you are very much sure about 1 and 2, then there is no 1, 2 and 3. But if it is an option called as 1, 2 and 3, then again it will be a challenging task. It will be a challenging task. That's why I mentioned, right, when it comes to dynasty, when it comes to king, now if you go on making the list of all the Vijayanagara emperors, okay, at least on 15 to 20 different emperors are there. So if you are retaining the information pertaining to here, practically it is not possible. Practically it is not possible. So here, it was during the reign of Devaraya II of Vijayanagara Empire that Vasco da Gama reached the coast of Kerala. First we need to know, when did Vasco da Gama come to India? 1498. He landed at which place? He landed at Calicut. So when Vasco da Gama landed at Calicut, who was ruling from Vijayanagara? Okay, here it is not important who is ruling. Now again we are not interested in see, they will not give us some insignificant king's name here. Here they will not give some other Narasimha Salwa and all, they will not give. Here if at all they give a personality, it will be an important king itself. Either it will be Krishna Devaraya or Devaraya II. So hence what I had asked you, I had asked you to prepare about Krishna Devaraya. Year 1509 to 1529. Devaraya II, I had asked you to prepare. Which year to which year? 1423 to 1446. From this you can easily conclude. So because of this, will you prepare the entire list of Vijayanagara kings? If you prepare, that will be a wrong strategy. See, information compilation is very easy because of the internet era. Easily if you search, information will get generated. But how you are going to retain the content? That is very challenging task. So here you prepare only 2 kings. One is Krishna Devaraya and another one is Devaraya II. Now those who do not believe in strategy, so what they will do? No, I want to crack in the very first attempt. In the very first attempt, I want to become an officer. Okay. So there should be no point which is below the sun that should be left out. I should become perfect. I should become Sarvajna. Okay. So those Sarvajnas, even after exhausting all the 6 attempts of general merit and 9 attempts of OBC also, they will not be able to crack the examination. Okay. So those who have cracked the examination, they are not Sarvajnas. They have understood the demand of the examination. Only those who have understood the demand of the examination and prepare accordingly, so they will be able to crack in a very short span of time. Okay. Otherwise, they will become what? The most knowledgeable person. But ultimately, the respect will not come with knowledge. Okay, only when you have a concrete result with you, then itself society will respect you. So no one will tell that, yes, I have seen him studying for 10 to 12 hours in the library. I have seen him so many of the books he maintaining in the rack. So all those things, the efforts which you have invested, the books which you have purchased will have a value only when you crack the examination. Hence, this strategy is very important, especially in the context of history, because vast syllabus. Modern history, medieval, ancient, again art and culture is considered as part of history. So when you take all these facts into account, so many aspirants feel that we should skip this part. But rather than skipping, if we build this strategy and among the 15 questions, if you are able to touch 6 to 7 questions also, then the cost benefit ratio will be considered as what? Very, very high. Okay, very high. So Devaraya II, 1423 to 1446. So here third statement, it's wrong. Okay. Vasco da Gama came in 1498 and next Devaraya II was well before 1450 itself. So statement is wrong. Next, out of curiosity here, when Albuquerque captured the first Indian territory, that is Goa, that is Albuquerque from Portuguese, when he captured Goa from Indians, okay, from Bijapur Sultans. So who was the Vijayanagara emperor at that time? Krishna Devaraya. Okay. Now if they give Salwa, okay, some other ruler also, that will be wrong because you are very much sure that it is Krishna Devaraya. Okay, 1 and 2. Only 1. Okay, second one is what? Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. Okay, Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah. 1 only. Okay, 1 only. Administrative units. In the previous discussion also there was a question. I think this question we had repeated there also during the discussion of ancient history. Yes, okay, Gupta Maurya's time, right? So here again administrative divisions. So which is the largest administrative unit in the Mughal dynasty among these? Suba. See how they have set the option is Subha Sarkar Paragana is also there. Paragana Sarkar Subha is also there. Okay. Sometimes when we memorize, we will not look into which is the largest, which is the smallest. Just we will memorize. So these are the terms associated with Mughals. But here, what they have done is they are asking in ascending order in terms of size. Okay. So the largest one is, which is the largest one? Subha. Next, Sarkar. Next, Paragana. So they are asking in ascending order. They are asking in ascending order. So we should not get confused because both the options are here. So what will be the correct answer? First or third one? Yes. First one. Paragana, Sarkar, Subha. Okay. So when we are preparing, how we are prepared? In the decreasing order we are prepared. Subha, Sarkar, what? Paragon. In that fashion we are prepared. Okay. So that will help us to retain the content. But in the examination, even the content which we know, they will cause confusion. Okay. They will cause confusion. So very important. Okay, Paragana, Sarkar, Subha. So here itself what you will do? You will write the administrative divisions of Guptas. Okay, next, Mauryans if they existed. Okay, Chalukyas, Cholas. So what you will do? You will not go through go for an exploration exercise. So in our notes itself, for different dynasties, somewhere we have mentioned about the administrative units. Bhuktis associated with Guptas. Okay, in that fashion, you will make a list here itself. Repeatedly, you will revise the same content. So you will do an exercise. Now the exercise will be a bit tedious because you have to go through the content and you have to list. But when you go for revision, then you have to only revise these things rather than going through the entire content. You will just revise this content. Okay, that content you will rewrite at the free space which is available here, and repeatedly you will revise the same content. Okay, so administrative divisions. At the same time, now in the recent past, the exams demand has changed. Slightly it has changed. Apart from making the list of administrative divisions, what you will do? Who is heading? So who is the head of Subha? Who is the head of Sarkar? Okay, who is the head of Paragana? Who is the head of Bhukti? Okay, who is the head of Vishayapati? In that fashion, the content we will update as per the exams demand. Okay, as per the exams demand, and then we will prepare. Okay, and then we will prepare. So here you will prepare the administrative divisions of various different dynasties, and next who are heading these administrative divisions? Okay, administrative units. Okay. Next, with reference to history of India, consider the following pairs: Aurang, in charge of the Treasury of State; Banyan, Indian agent of the East India, I think it's Bania, okay, not Banyan. Mirasidar, designated revenue payer to the state. Okay, again this question is tricky. There are so many terms. So what I have done is I have prepared PYQ driven content. First you will prepare it. Okay, first you will prepare it. After that, the topic wise, whatever the terms I have listed, you will go through those terms. You just look at the exams demand. So in charge of the treasury of the state. Okay, who was maintaining all the funds? Okay, who is maintaining all the funds? Now, if you look at present era, so who is in charge of the treasury of the state? Probably finance minister. He was similar to finance minister. Similar to finance minister. Next, so whether it is correct or not. First pair is correct or wrong? Just look at the answer. In the notes itself, you just go through notes. PYQ driven terms which I have prepared, right? You just go through Aurang, you just go through Bania and Mirasidar. Two and? So who is Aurang? Just look into it. Aurang. 2 and 3 or 1?
Place of production or storage.
Which one?
Storage.
Okay, Aurang means?
Production of storage.
Okay, storage warehouse. Next, Bania, agent of the East India Company. Okay. Next, Mirasidar, designated revenue payer to the tax, to the state. Okay. So by looking, first you will prepare PYQ. Next, you will focus similarly. Who are the other important personalities? Means the payer of tax was what were they called? So, okay. During which dynasty? Mirasidar, Delhi Sultans or Mughals? Mirasidar term was used during Delhi Sultans or Mughals? Just search it. Yes. Means again you will focus this term associated with Mughals or Delhi Sultans.
Under your thoughts?
Under? Raitwari system, Mirasidar. So where did it originate, just to check? The term Mirasidar, it originated during Delhi Sultans or Mughals? Okay. Otherwise, if it is taking time or what consuming your effort, whatever the PYQ driven content I have done, you just go through it. Afterwards, if you get time, then you will go through the compiled what terms of each and every topic. Just because if you are unable to connect these words, okay, don't waste your time. Because time is very precious, you have to give equal priority to all the subjects. So just you focus on these terms and the corresponding meaning. So answer is 2 and 3. Okay. Okay, then we'll just leave it now. Now, these are important because these terms have appeared repeatedly. Okay, appeared repeatedly. So, in reference to Mughal India, what is the difference between the Jagirdar and Zamindar? So, clearly it is present in our notes. So, Jagirdars were holders of land assignments in lieu of judicial and police duties, whereas Zamindars were holders of revenue rights without obligation to perform any duty other than revenue collection. So, the first one is right. So, we'll look into second one. Land assignments to Jagirdars were hereditary and revenue rights of Zamindars were not hereditary. Okay, so Zamindars were hereditary, Jagirdars were not hereditary. Okay, not hereditary. Second statement is false. Now, next when it comes to first statement, so Jagirdars, in Mughal system, we have to come across what? The type of salary which they were paid. Okay, so there we had a system called as Mansabdar system. We had a system called as Jagirdar system. So in Jagirdar system, what is Jagirdari?
Hereditary rights.
Hereditary rights?
Not hereditary rights.
Not hereditary right. So why was Jagirdari given? Land revenue collection. But whether by collecting the land, whether they are supposed to perform any judicial duties or police duties? No. Okay, no. Hence one is also wrong. Okay. Now next question is, then why was Jagirdari given? If they are not performing police duties, if they are not performing judicial duties, whether their duty was only to collect taxes or something else as well, you'll focus. Okay. In the same context, you will also prepare for Mansabdari system. Because this is also associated with Mughals. To be specific, which ruler? Mansabdari system. Akbar. Okay, Akbar. So you will prepare all these three terms: Jagirdari, Mansabdari, what? Zamindari. Okay, Zamindari. So all of them are important. So your answer is neither one nor two. Okay, nor two. Consider the following statements. In the revenue administration of Delhi Sultanate, the in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil, seer. This term already answers correct or wrong, we know it. But what is their focus? What they are focusing? In charge of revenue collection. It means something they are focusing on what? Finance Ministry, Finance Department, Revenue Department. Okay, Revenue Department. So who was given the in charge of collecting the revenue? It is Amil. Okay, it is Amil. So PYQ driven words and also every topic related compiled words. We'll go through all of them and your focal area should be who was given the charge of collecting the taxes. Okay, collecting the taxes. The Ikta system of Sultans of Delhi was an ancient indigenous institution. Okay, so we'll pause. We'll come to third one. The office of Mir Bakshi came into existence during the reign of Khalji Sultans of Delhi. Okay, so Mir Bakshi. So who is Mir Bakshi? Military ruler, judicial ruler, or revenue collector. Just search it. In the notes also it has been mentioned. You just go through the notes itself. Yes, sir. Central administration. It's a particular name, I guess. It's a military related. Okay, military related. Okay. So the office of Mir Bakshi came into existence during the reign of Khalji Sultans of Delhi. No, it came during the what tenure of Mughals. Okay, Mughals. So hence third one is wrong. Okay, third one is wrong. So when you eliminate 3, you are left with 2 choices. 1 only, 1 and 2 only. Now coming to Ikta system. The Ikta system of Sultans of Delhi was an ancient indigenous institution. No, it was a system which was started by Delhi Sultans themselves. Okay, hence Ikta system. It's very important. Now coming to Ikta system, what you will prepare? We'll prepare once again Ikta system, Jagirdari system, zamindari system, mansabdari system, how these systems varied from one another. How the system varied from one another. Okay, so what Ikta system was followed during the Delhi Sultans, similar kind of system was followed during Mughals. So what was the system called as? That is Mansabdari system or Jagirdari system. So you will try to find out the differences between Ikta system, Jagirdari system, Mansabdari system. Okay, and you will become perfect with respect to these aspects. Okay, these aspects. Now what you will do? Revenue collection during the Delhi Sultanate, he was known as Amil. During Mughal, the revenue collector was called as what? Question mark. You will add it. Okay, add it. So there is Ekta system in Delhi Sultans. Which kind of system existed during Mughals? Okay, during Mughals. In this fashion, you will raise the question and you will add the answers here. Okay, continuously you will update from the exam point of view. Okay, from the exam point of view. Next, 2019 question. Saint Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. Saint Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Okay, Sirhindi. So again, the question is difficult. Okay, a bit difficult. So generally, when we do not have any kind of logic, generally UPSC, when it mentions a term called as contemporaries. Okay, contemporaries, so that will be false, because if you look at any of the question paper of previous year of UPSC, in all the options, whenever they use a term called as contemporary, then that option will be wrong. Okay, then option will be wrong. But many times what we will complex ourselves. So probably UPSC might be waiting from the past 30 years only for me to frame such kind of question in 2026, wherein they will make a statement called as he was contemporary of so and so, and that option will be correct. Okay, so maybe they might be waiting also. But even let's assume they are waiting also, for that one question, you cannot make an entire list of contemporaries of all the kings and others. It's practically impossible. Okay, impossible. So the examination, when you don't have any clue, whenever such a statement has been framed, okay, blindly you will believe that this statement is wrong. Okay, so Saint Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. This statement is wrong. We will assume. But when it comes to second statement, Saint Kabir was greatly influenced by this Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Here also we don't have any clue. So what will be our approach? When it comes to UPSC, it will focus on important personalities. For example, it will focus on what Ashoka. So Ashoka, when it comes to ancient history, they will focus on what are the various names used, what are the various edicts. So various information they will focus on. When it comes to Akbar also, they will focus on information. So here, what we shall do is, we shall focus on contemporaries of Akbar. Now see, we have focused on contemporaries of Akbar. Similarly, will we focus on contemporaries of Krishnadevaraya? Will not focus. Contemporaries of Devaraya too will not focus. Okay, contemporaries of Hoysala founder Ripakama, contemporary of Delhi. See, we are not going to prepare all these things. Only for Akbar we are going to prepare contemporaries. Next, if you go to ancient history, so they have focused on contemporaries of Buddha. Okay, again that is important. When it comes to contemporaries, we will make a list. Here we will make a list of contemporaries of Akbar. Okay, similarly in the ancient history, contemporaries of Buddha. Apart from them, we are not going to make the contemporary related information. Okay, we are not going to compile. So when you compile about the Akbar's contemporaries, especially you will focus on saints. There are famous saints. For example, Nimbarka is one saint. Next, Kabir is one saint. Okay. Next, Ravidas is one saint. Next, Tulsidas is one saint. Next, Dadu Dayal is one saint. Okay. Mirabai. Dadu Dayal. Next, Guru Nanak. So here, during the discussion of what art and culture I listed, when it comes to these personalities, even though it is not going to be beneficial, so you'll write here the year. Ravidas from which year to which year? Okay. Tulsidas from which year to which year? Dadu Dayal from which year to which year? Next, Guru Nanak from which year to which year? So you will just list among them who all were contemporaries of Akbar. And when you check for Saint Nimbarka, you just check the century. In which century Nimbarka existed? 13th century. Akbar existed in which century? Okay, and not 15, end of the 16th century and beginning of the 17th century. Okay, beginning of the 17th century. So there is no possibility of them being contemporaries. Okay, them being contemporaries. Next, check about Saint Kabir.
15th.
What? 15th century year approximately. Kabir Das.
1518 sir, died.
1518 died. Now what you can do is, Kabir Das was a contemporary of which Delhi Sultan? The famous Delhi Sultan. Or who was the Delhi Sultan who patronized Kabir Das? Yes? Contemporary of Sikandar Lodi. Okay, leave it. Now what we'll do, we'll prepare a list of what? Contemporaries of only Akbar. Okay, only Akbar. Next, in the context of Akbar, we come across Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. So what is importance about Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi? Just search it. Means in this fashion, you will be able to build a strategy. Just search about Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. See, there were some people who liked the policies of Akbar, but all the people were not in favor of Akbar's policies. There are some who ridiculed, who criticized Akbar's policies. Okay, so in that context, you search who was Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi.
He criticizes the policies of Mughal Empire.
Okay, especially not Mughal Empire. He criticized the policies of Akbar because all the others were not secular. Akbar was only secular. Hence, he criticized Akbar. Okay, he criticized Akbar. Now, Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi and Akbar. These are the keywords. We need to know about the contemporaries of Akbar. At the same time, Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi was a contemporary of Akbar and he criticized the policies of Akbar. Okay, these two things we need to know, and the important kings. Okay, and also we know about we need to know about the contemporaries. Through contemporaries, we'll understand that Saint Nimbarka was not a contemporary because already we have a list. And the second one, Kabir Das is a very important saint of medieval India. So he was present before 1518. It means before the Mughal dynasty started, then itself his tenure ended. Okay, ended. So it means Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Not possible, because in the chronological order, who will come first? Saint Kabir will come first, then will come Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Okay, so hence the second option is also wrong. Okay, neither one nor two. But this question is very tough question. Very tough question. So here, if we do not build a strategy, okay, then what we will do? Simply we will be able to what? Generate the information. And generation of information is very easy in today's era. So if you go a decade back, then it was difficult. Decade or 15 years back, it was difficult because you have to refer only books. But now if you search in the internet, all the information will pop up like anything. So now it's not about compiling of information. It is reducing the information. So what will be the strategy for this question? List of contemporaries of Akbar. Okay, Akbar. You will make the entire list. So by looking at that list, you will come to know that Saint Nimbarka is not part of it. Okay, not part of it. And also we know the important criticizer of Akbar's policies. Who is that? Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi. Okay, Sirhindi. Next, we know about the important what saints? Saint Kabir, Dadu Dayal. Okay, Guru Nanak. So from that we come to know that he was active in 15th century. But Sheikh Ahmad Sirhindi, he came in 16th century. Hence second statement is also wrong. Okay, this building of logic, that is very important. Okay, only with such kind of approach itself we will be able to address such kind of questions confidently. Okay, confidently. See here, there is too much focus on Akbar. Okay, there are questions repeatedly on Akbar. So now if the option is Akbar, then we would have marked it. But here it is completely about different. With reference to Mia Tansen, which one of the following statement is not correct? Okay. And on Mia Tansen, previously also they have asked question. Okay, they have asked question. So why is Mia Tansen famous? He is associated with whom? Music. And associated with which emperor? Akbar. So when it comes to Akbar's court, so there were what? 9 jewels. Okay, so Ratnas. So when it comes to Ratnas in the historical context, so we discuss about the Ratnas in the context of Akbar and another ruler of which dynasty? Chandragupta II or Vikramaditya of Gupta dynasty. So there we need to know about the list of Navaratnas. Here also we need to know the list of Navaratnas. Among the Navaratnas, one Navaratna is what? Mia Tansen. Again, the question is difficult. The question is difficult, but somewhere it had appeared in the current affairs. So based on that, they have added this question. Okay, added this question. So Mia and Tansen, these are two words. So here we need to know. See, I have compiled the information. I will be sharing it. So original name of this person is different. Just search it. What is the original name of Mia Tansen? Yes, Pandey. Okay, Amtanu Pandey. Next, the Tansen capital was given by whom? Vikramjit of Gwalior. Next, Mia title was given by whom?
Akbar.
It was given by Akbar. Initially, he was given the title of Tansen by Gwalior, Vikramjit of Gwalior. Then this was given by whom? Mia was given by Akbar. Then he became Mia Tansen. Okay, Mia Tansen. So first option is wrong. Now, when we don't have any of these ideas, if you look at the options, we know that Mia Tansen is associated with music. Okay, music. We'll go through option. Tansen invented many ragas. Obviously, if he is associated with music, then he might have invented many ragas. That is why he is famous. So it is correct. Now they are asking not correct. Tansen composed Drupads on Hindu gods. Tansen composed songs on his patrons. Obviously, those who are supporting us, so what we'll do? So we'll help them. Similarly, in what way they used to support? They used to song by praising their patrons. So this is also very obvious. Okay, very obvious. Tansen composed Drupads on Hindu god and goddesses. Now this is tricky. Why? Because in the previous year also, when you look at Mia Tansen, he is a famous personality associated with Drupad. Mia Tansen is a famous personality associated with Drupad. So Drupad is associated with Hindustani music or Carnatic music? Hindustani music. So the most famous proponent associated with Drupad is Mia Tansen. Okay, Tansen. Next, composed Drupads for Hindu gods and goddesses. This will confuse. So he was during the time of Akbar. So whether he used to compose it on Hindu gods and goddesses or not, or whether it was considered sin, again overthinking. Okay, even this is also correct. So he used to compose Drupads on Hindu gods and goddesses and also on his own patrons. Okay, own patrons. So in this fashion, when you eliminate, then we will be able to eliminate this. But again, it is tough because now already exam is over. Now we are just trying to build a strategy. Now for the next year, if a similar kind of question appears, what we will prepare? So Mia, title given by Akbar. Tansen, capital given by Vikramjit of Gwalior. So what is Drupad? Okay, apart from Mia Tansen, who are the important other personalities associated with Drupad? Okay, Drupad. So next, he composed songs and also invented ragas. Okay, invented ragas. So, who among the following Mughal emperors shifted emphasis from illustrated manuscripts to album and individual portrait? Okay, here you will not blindly jump to what? Akbar will not jump. Why? Because when it comes to painting, okay, so painting reached its zenith during the reign of which Mughal emperor? Okay, Jahangir. Okay, Jahangir. Shah Jahan famously associated with monuments. Okay, Taj Mahal. Right. Next, Akbar famously associated with what is the philosophy propagated by Akbar? Din-i-Ilahi. Okay, Din-i-Ilahi. Who was the person who criticized the Akbar's policies? Okay, so in this fashion, okay, based on these questions itself, you should be able to correct so that it will boost our confidence. With lesser information, what we can do? We can roar like a cheetah. Yes or no? How will roar? Roar like a? Don't say chimpanzee. Okay, with reference to cultural history of India, consider the following statements. White marble was used in making Buland Darwaza and Khanka at Fatehpur Sikri. Red sandstone and marble were used in making Imambara and Rumi Darwaza in Lucknow. Okay, so very tricky question it is also. Very tricky question. Because there are so many monuments. What has been used in the construction of which monument? It will be practically impossible for us to retain the information. But this information is clearly mentioned in Tamil Nadu book. Okay, what is that? So whether Buland Darwaza is a famous place? Yes, it's famous. So who built Buland Darwaza? So here during the discussion also I mentioned. No, you don't go through internet. You just search the notes itself. In Delhi Sultans, you just search who built Buland Darwaza. Not Akbar. Buland Darwaza is associated with Delhi Sultans. Akbar. Buland Darwaza was built as a gateway to whom? Delhi Sultanate or Mughal, somewhere it is there, that content. Akbar? Okay. So it was built as a gateway to what? Yes? Alan? Alai Darwaza, no. Alai Darwaza? You just search it because Buland Darwaza was built as a gateway to some other monument. Humayun's tomb. Yes, it was built as a Jama Masjid. No, not Jama Masjid. Humayun's tomb, I guess. It's Humayun's tomb. Just search it once because in the notes also I added here. Humayun's tomb? No. Jama Masjid?
The entrance to Jamia Masjid.
Okay. Who built Jama Masjid? Just search it.
Shahjahan
Okay. Shah Jahan built
built Jamia Masjid.
Jama Masjid.
Between 650 to 656.
Okay. Anyhow, I will go through it once again. But here in the notes, explicitly what you have seen here is Buland Darwaza. In this construction, what they have used? They have used red sandstone and marble. Red sandstone and marble were used in the construction of what?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅದು ಬೇಕಂತ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಇದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದು ರೆಡ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಐತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ರೆಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಅದು ಬುಲಂದ್ ದರ್ವಾಜಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಸರ್ ವೈಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಬಲ್ ಇದೆ.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So here what they have done is in the book explicitly they mentioned. So red sandstone and marble were used in the construction of Buland Darwaza. But here what they have given? White marble was used in the construction of Buland Darwaza. But in the Tamil Nadu book, there is no mention of Khanka, there is no mention of Rumi Darwaza, there is no mention of Imam Bara. So they might have been mentioned in some other sources. But we will not be able to go through each and every monument, each and every source. But again, practically this question is difficult because to such a deeper level, whether we will be able to retain the content, no doubt it has been explicitly mentioned. What they have mentioned? Red sandstone and marble is used in the construction of Buland Darwaza. But in the examination hall, coming to this conclusion that it is associated with Buland Darwaza, hence this should be wrong, it's very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult. So hence previous year based, we'll only prepare for this. We'll not prepare exhaustively. Will not prepare exhaustively. Okay, so this should be associated with Buland Darwaza, hence it is wrong, hence this first statement is also wrong. Okay, answer is neither one nor two. Okay, nor two. But will not explore more. Will not explore more because for each and every monument, whether they are used normal sandstone, red sandstone, buff stone, or marble or white marble, so that will practically be not possible for us to retain. Okay, there are some questions which we are going to miss. Okay, which we are going to miss. Okay. So here answer is neither one nor two. Okay. So this will be the last question that we will be discussing and we will be pausing it here. After that I will be giving you a test. Okay, test. Then again we should resume back from the next class. So the well-known painting Bani Thani is associated with? It is associated with Kishangarh school. So what will be the source for us to prepare this? Art and Culture, Nitin Singhania. I have made a list. Okay, if you go through original Nitin Singhania book content, what happens? For everything, for Kishangarh, there is a one paragraph of information. For Kangra school, again, 1 or 2 paragraphs of information. Jaipur, 1 or 2 paragraphs of information. So, to what extent we have to prepare, it will be confusing. What I have done, I just prepared a list consisting of important terms. Okay, so Bani Thani is the important term associated with Kishangarh school. So, similarly, an important term associated with Kangra school. 12 months. Okay, 12 months. Next, Bundi school of painting. Hadoti, associated with Bundi school of painting. Next, Jaipur, is there in term? Yes. Dundar, associated with Jaipur. Dundar. Next, apart from these, I have made one more list also. What is that? About the folk paintings as well. Not folk paintings, regional paintings. Okay, Madhubani painting. Which state? Bihar. Next, Petkar painting. Petkar, Jharkhand, something we have prepared like this. After having it should jar something we have prepared like this. I think it is Jharkhand. Okay, Madhubani painting, Bihar. So what you will do, that entire list, if you are able to write it once again in your own handwriting, then it will be better. Okay, you will prepare the entire painting related things. The same again, some 6 limbs of painting, all those things you will revise there. But while writing, you will write only with respect to these schools. Okay, the important terms associated with what? These. So Kishangarh, Banithani, Kangra, 12 months. Okay, 12 months. So next Dundar, next Bundi. The important terms, you just focus on them. So you will not go through the original book and the paragraph, whatever the notes I have shared. You just go through this. In the recent past, they are not asked after 2018. So such kind of questions are not repeated from the culture point of view. So there are all the chances that they may come back. Either they may ask from painting, or they may ask from a dance, or they may ask with respect to what? Martial arts. Okay, so hence again there can be a comeback. Even if when there is a comeback, it will be at the superficial level. Okay, superficial level. Okay, so from that content, you will add the content and repeatedly revise the same. Okay, revise the same. So we shall pause here itself. So you can take a break of around. It's already what? 11:49. Okay, from exactly 12 the test will start. The test will start. You can take a break of 10 minutes. So again we shall resume back in next class. Okay, next class.